Today on the Project Nomad, I'm finally working on the 3rd gen 4runner's rear bumper, and the first thing we're going to do is start getting rid of the stock bumper, and this is how we're going to do it. So the rear bumper of the 4runner is held on by a few bolts here and there. A few of them can be visible right now over here inside the wheel well, and same on the opposite side, as well as underneath right around here. And those are the few bolts that we actually need to remove. The first thing though I'm going to remove is the center plastic portion, and the only thing I need is a trim remove tool, and that's how I'm going to get rid of that and just take it off. You need a trim tool to get underneath and just start lifting. Those pops are tabs giving way. You just need to start pulling it away from the actual bodies to get the rest of it off. And you just keep going along until all of it is off. Come on. And you just keep pulling it more and more, and it'll eventually start coming off. There we go. Most of it off. I think it's just this last one right here, and it's off. And you can see the rest of the bumper now. With the cladding off, I think it's actually looking pretty good back here. There's not a lot of rust, it's just exceptionally dirty. This vehicle wasn't a California vehicle all its life, so it looks pretty good. In all honesty, it's just really dirty, like I was saying. I'm also trying to figure out how much material I'm going to need to span this gap between this pillar and this pillar, just so that I can have a solid one-piece construction back here that can be used as a rear cross member. But other than that, I think all I'm going to do now is just start removing the rest of this rear bumper by starting off with the wings, and I think I'm going to do the passenger side first because I'm just over here already. And I believe it is mainly just this bolt left back here, because we don't have any of the plastic cladding here or the mud flaps, which should be here. I guess it's just going to be easy just to remove it right now. So I'm just going to use an impact, and I think it's a 12, so let me just confirm that. Feels like it is, so send it. Cool. Bolts out. What else do I need to remove? Next bolt is this. And there's another bolt that's right here underneath the frame. And it broke. Just remove one more bolt and it comes off. So I removed this bolt, the one underneath here, and the only one that's left is this one right here. So let me just set this up. Should just be, should push forward and then just pull out, and then ta-da, comes out. That's removed. And I'm just gonna do the opposite side now. Get it out. That didn't break. And it's out. The next one's right here. Break. And it's out. The next one's right here. Hopefully this one doesn't break. Damn it, it broke again. That's unfortunate it broke, but let's hope this last one doesn't. Let's just get this one out. It's out. And like I was saying before, with this one, it is supposed to be pulled off, push it forward, and ta-da, it comes out. So the only thing left to do is go take this center portion off, and it is 2 bolts on this brace right here and here, and then the brackets right here. What I think I'm going to do is just take off the bolts right here on these brackets. So I'm going to start down here underneath everything with the 2 brackets. It looks like I'm missing one of them already over there, but I still have one right here. I'll check on the other side in a second, but I'm gonna do the other side first so that this thing doesn't fall on top of me when I'm actually working. So I think it's just gonna be right there using a 12, and hopefully this doesn't snap. Hey, it came out in one go. That's so relieving. On the opposite side, it also looks like I am missing that forward one, but the back one back here is actually intact. So I'm gonna try and pull this one out too. Hopefully it doesn't snap. Crossing my fingers. And it's out. Now it's for the top ones. So the top ones right here are the exact same thing. I'm gonna get underneath and hit them in the back. Again, hopefully these things don't snap. So that right there is the reason why I didn't want to do the inside ones last, because this thing is gonna fall. So all I'm gonna do now is just get the last one over on the other side and be done. Oh, it fell. I didn't get hurt. Everything's good. I'm gonna start cleaning up everything else, get the measurement on these 2, and that's pretty much it. This was the first part of getting this rear bumper set up. So I got the tape measure right here. Let me go actually start measuring it out, if I can get this to hold. So I got it across. I think I'm at roughly 54 and a half, at least on the opposite edge of the bracket right here. So I'm gonna assume this bracket's about a 1/4 inch. It looks like about a 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna assume that's the amount of material I do need to get across. So my safe margin is cutting a piece of 2x3 material that is 54 inches across, so that I can sneak it in right here. But I'm gonna try and give it an extra inch gap. So I think I'm gonna keep it at 54 or 53 and a half, 53 and a quarter. So that I have that extra inch of gap, so deflection happens, it doesn't go straight into the body, and I have a little bit of clearances right there. I have the measurements now for the rear cross member. That's going to be the base of the entire rear bumper, from that bracket to that bracket, which is roughly 54 inches and a half. The only things left that I really have to do now is just to clean up everything, which means moving all the bumper material off to the side, moving some of the bolts back into the holes that they came out of. Other than that, I'm going to remove the brackets right here and here and just call it a day. Again, putting all the bolts back to where I found it so rust doesn't get in there or dirt, and basically just calling it. But this is all the essential prep work I have to do in order to actually start on this rear bumper for this 3rd gen 4Runner. Removing the rear bumper is the first step of many steps in order to get it done. So if you'd like to see more of this type of content and would like to follow along with this build, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, be safe and tread lightly.